There's a craziness to it, but it's not too crazy. I like the colours. I'm not an artist. I can't draw. I can't paint. But I would like to produce something that looks arty. Out of these recent paintings, everything that you're seeing is 2 weeks old. Everything, these didn't exist 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's what's impressive, man. Like, I was just coming over to see you, and you're like, "Oh, you want to paint?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to paint." And I had no idea I was going to step in, and you've just been like mass producing, just like unleashing paint.
Yeah.
And it's been a fun process. I had no idea what you meant to want to paint. This sounded fun,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been really cool to see you just go for it without hesitation, which is cool.
Well, I'm not burdened by talent.
We got a lot in common.
It's like I haven't spent any time honing any sort of skill to do with this medium. When I left, I was in a boy band, and when I left the boy band, I could do any music that I wanted to, and you throw enough crap at the wall, some of it sticks. I'm hoping that it's such a British thing to put yourself down. By the way,
right? Yeah.
So I'm throwing enough crap at the wall, and I hope something sticks. I like this one as well. Say drugs to no. Most of the things that have happened to me is when I've been totally sober.
Right, and they're so weird that you need to explain to people that it's a sober state. This happened. So you said, "I don't know what I saw," but you do know what you saw. You saw UFOs, one that you could throw a tennis ball at. You saw apparition type things. You've had almost time distortions when you've looked out over Egypt. I mean, you.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like a break in reality to a different time that happened at the ranch. There's a tear in the sky with another world behind it.
Yeah, I've seen everything disappear, and there'd be something else there.
Right. What's your name and what are you known for?
My name's Robert Williams, professionally known as Robbie Williams, and I am a singer.
What do you want to know?
Whether I am crazy or right.
About what?
Well, there's lots of things that I want to know. But specifically because you're here, the vein that we're talking about, I suppose, if we would put a name to it, would be unusual phenomena. I don't want to say paranormal because I think it's got stigma. So is UFOs, stigma. Unusual phenomena that I've been attracted to ever since I was born and obsessed about and been in the presence of a few times.
Why are you personally curious about the phenomenon?
People say to me, "When did you start singing?" I started singing as soon as I could talk, and I started dancing as soon as I could move. And my interest with the phenomena has been constant. So there hasn't been a moment of my life where I haven't been aware of the presence of something unseen.
What have you seen? What have you experienced?
Short version, when I was a kid, I can't remember this, but I used to talk to dead people. I freaked my father out when I was 3 and 4 and 5. And they were people that had passed on. Lucid dreams, flying in my dreams when I was like 3 and 4, where I went out of my bedroom and went around town. There's the longer versions of these stories are, would make them more concrete, but there's been UFOs, one close enough I could throw a tennis ball at and hit, coincidences, ghosts, if you like to call them ghosts. I used to call them ghosts, I don't anymore, I don't know what they are. What else? Phenomena.
So you've seen UFOs.
I've seen UFOs. I've seen things that I can't explain that have influenced my life and the path that I'm constantly on. I'm very obsessive and have an addictive personality. and things come into my life and I obsess about them, and hence is my life. I get obsessed about things and think I'm going to do it forever, and then I give up on them and I never do them again. The only mainstay throughout my life has been unusual phenomena, soccer, and so far my current wife.
Do you feel that these unexplained experiences that you've had, that they're significant in the path of your life?
Yeah, I mean, the very first song I wrote was a song called Angels, and it's about actual angels, and, you know, Archangel Michael, Raphael, whoever. And people think it's about my mom, or they think it's about somebody I loved, but it's actually about angels. And that's been my biggest hit by far. And that's how my life has run. These coincidences, a series of events, interested in the phenomena. If it wasn't for my belief or semi-belief or trying to understand what it is that I see and feel every now and again, I wouldn't be where I am.
People believe to a high degree that consciousness provokes the phenomenon. There seems to be a link between creativity with the phenomenon, and you conveyed a story to me. Would you tell me that story about when you were making a song and something was responding to that song?
Yeah. So I'm in my old house. We started to write this song called Arizona, which is about alien abduction. And while we were in the process of producing it and, you know, chipping away at words here, changing this and changing that, I'm out on the balcony having a cigarette. And my old home used to overlook the San Fernando Valley. And Arizona's in the background, the shutters are open, I'm listening to it, I'm having a cigarette, and I look up and there's like a gold globe in the sky. And, you know, I've been down the rabbit warren with the internet and information. And I know that, you know, you can get excited about stuff that's not unusual phenomena. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, don't you pull the wool over my eyes, Venus. I'm not getting excited about you. I know what happens when you go, I saw a thing, and then the thing, and then the internet goes, you stupid, it's the Venus. And at the end of Arizona playing, Venus disappeared. I'm like, that's weird, Venus is gone. And I wanted another listen to the song, and I said, put the song back on, Calv. He put the song back on, it's playing in the background, and Venus appears again. And I'm like, I'm getting excited again. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything because it might be Venus. And the song finishes and Venus disappears. And I said, lads, just put the song back on again and come and have a look at this. So they put the song on, came out, and Venus appears, this golden globe. Song finishes, Venus disappears. And I'm saying, this has happened twice now, try it a fourth time. So it happened a fourth time, and we're all on the balcony, hyped and you know, excited, and there's some phenomena's happening. What is it? And you know, we're getting giddy. Fourth time, the song ends, and we're now all, me and my mates, my two mates and my wife, are going, wow, this is incredible. We walk back into the bedroom, and there's one person there, one person there, one person there, and one person there. And we're like looking at each other going, wow. And then through the door, which is about 20 feet away, comes this black strip about 4.5 feet off the floor. And it elongates and comes through the middle of us, and we watch it. And then it goes to a window that's about 15 feet away, and it follows itself out. And it was trippy.
And everybody saw it.
Everybody saw it, yeah.
When you kind of came out public as
sober, by the way, just for the people at home.
When you came out and you kind of came public and said, I'm interested in these things we can't explain, you got kind of kicked in the nuts, man.
Yeah, got kicked in the nuts by people that are not into this sort of stuff, and by people that are into this kind of stuff. I suppose that it's like having your favorite band when you're younger, and you know them before they become commercial and successful. And then when they become commercial and successful, you hate them because they used to be your thing. And I suppose it's the same way with UFOs and mysterious phenomena. You know, it's like people are very protective about their thing that they're sure about and they own, and it's their baby because they love it as much as, you know, a celebrity such as I. And when I came out and I went, hey, I'm into this, I was completely expecting, you know, Men in Black to come over to me and go, want the good stuff? I didn't find that. I found some good people, you know. George is a great person, and I was glad that I bumped into him and have him in my life. But also, you know, you encounter charlatans that are tricking themselves, I've come to believe, a lot of them. And I reached a dead end pretty quickly. Not only that, I grew a huge beard and put on like 60 pounds, and I looked mental anyway. So I don't think me looking mental and, you know, I was dressed in a caftan for the whole year. I was a bit mental, let's face it. I don't think that did my cause any good. And also I used to go on like Above Top Secret, and I wanted to be in the gang and go, hey gang, I'd like this thing like you. And they all went, fuck off.
What has reinvigorated your willingness to speak about this again and to look into it again?
I was always going to come back to it, but I didn't know when. And I thought it was going to be when I was a little bit older. And I didn't know what shape it was going to take and who I could trust. Because, you know, there's not many people in my circle that in fact, there's nobody in my circle that has the same strange obsession that I have. And, you know, so I need a friend and an adult to hold my hand through this and guide me in the right direction. Because, you know, I didn't, when I first put my head above the parapet, I didn't have a plan. And now I just want to formulate some sort of plan. Why I'm doing this, what it's about, why I feel as though I may or may not need to be in front of the camera doing this, etc., etc.
You've been invited to Skinwalker Ranch, where all of the phenomena that you have just expressed have occurred in front of scientists and witnesses for generations. We're going to a hot spot. What is your feeling?
My grandma used to tell me stories of the Sandman that used to come and take children that weren't sleeping. And I was 3 or 4 when she used to tell me these stories, and they used to terrify me. And then when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up until my early 30s, I was either aware of something being there or damaged by these stories about the Sandman. And, you know, facing your fear, if you're scared of flying, you go flying. You know, if you're scared of heights, taking a few heights every now and again. I'm scared of the stuff that's supposed to be there. I've got a fear to overcome. I've got a curiosity that I need to indulge. I'm scared, but also at the same time excited.
So being invited to go to Skinwalker Ranch, being that it's a rare thing, in one part of you it sounds like you're going to confront something that relates to fear. It might just be fear of the unknown.
I'm really brittle too, you know, spiritually and emotionally brittle. To be honest with you, it's probably not the best thing for me to do. But that being said, I haven't got this far by doing everything that I'm supposed to do.
So it's a personal challenge.
Personal challenge, yeah.
What would you like to see or experience at the ranch?
What would I like to see or experience? Same things that I wouldn't like to experience and see at the ranch is the things that I've read about in the book. If nothing happens, will be incredibly happy. I'm traveling with some great people. We'll have some shits and giggles. We'll pass the time. We'll exchange information and stories, and hopefully, you know, a bond will occur or not between us. And, you know, I'm sure that it will. I love the people that we're going with. I'm not expecting anything, to be honest with you. But I'm dreading and looking forward to meditating and being quiet and being still and seeing what happens.
Are you prepared if you do experience something at Skinwalker Ranch?
No. Yeah, but I'm taking security with me. You know jiu-jitsu, and I'm quite handy with a smash bottle. Not that that will do us any good. Yeah, it's scary.
Not many people have been invited to the ranch.
It's an honor to go to the ranch as well. I do understand that. And I get the feeling that this ranch could become Roswell-esque and commercialized in some sort of way. I get a feeling that the more this place is known, the more that the owner's going to have trouble. The more when the eyes come on it, you know, that's a whole different ball game. I get to go there before all of that happens, and for that, I'm honored.
How do you want people to treat this subject?
I would like people to not poo-poo it or poo-poo people that look into it or are curious about it. That may or may not happen. What I do know for me, why I'm doing this, is I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of the subject. And I'm incredibly curious, and I want to be involved. Because like you said, weaponize your curiosity. And I told you that I'd got a Nerf gun. Well, I'm taking that Nerf gun right now and turning it into a pea shooter. And hopefully, you know, I'll keep trading up. Unless somebody smacks me, and I'll just go back to using my hands.
It was dead night. Then out of nowhere, that weird flash.
Can you see that? Look at that. That's amazing.
That's not possible. That is not possible.
There is some kind of intelligence operating here.
And you're not allowed to talk about it. This is like the Area 51 of the paranormal.
So many things have happened on the properties that have not been made public.
Going public now.
It is perhaps the most important scientific effort of our time.
The Pentagon and CIA,
they've been investigating encounters with the paranormal at the ranch.
We're talking about unidentified flying objects, UFOs.
The program received more than $20 million for its work.
This is a potential threat, a grave one to our country.
And everybody who lives there knows about it.
Something is here, something that the government's doing.
Right above my head, and I could hit it with a tennis ball.
The Skinwalker is extraterrestrial.
They should not have vanished, but they vanished.
We are on the eve of something momentous.
Well, I need the fingers to be pointing toward Skinwalker Ranch.
Declassified videos, authentic Department of Defense footage published in December.
Oh my gosh. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.